U.S. federal workers have been mandated back in the office. Let's talk about it. So apparently, Donald Trump wants all federal workers to be back in the office, no more remote working. And apparently, this is causing some type of confusion. So it's either return back into the office or resign. He's offering 8 months payout for people who decide they don't want to come back into the office. So you can resign and get paid for 8 months, or you can go back into the office. I just want to clarify, there are two type of federal workers. There's the remote workers and there's the tele-remote workers. The teleworkers, this is not for them. The remote workers, it's for you.
So did you guys hear about the federal workers having to go back to the office? That's a horrible idea in my opinion. You know why? Because I'm one of them. So if he's wanting to send us back to the office, I don't like that idea at all, because why would you send anybody back to the office knowing damn well that you're paying for a huge building, and they're paying light, water, food, electricity, all kinds of things, whenever you can just keep us at home and you don't have to waste no money. So my opinion is that for other federal workers that are people like myself who work at home, just leave us there. We're happy at home. We want to be in our pajamas. We want to be able to have a 15-minute break or a 30-minute break and then clock out and go to bed.
The federal workforce is facing an unprecedented crisis. Thousands of government workers were laid off, and now those who remain are being forced back into the office. But at what cost? Good day, everyone. Today we are diving deep into the reality of this chaotic return to office mandate, the struggle of workers, the impact on government operations, and the larger economic consequences. If you work in government, know someone who does, or just want to understand how this affects everyone, let's get started. First up, let's start with the layoffs. What happened? The federal workforce has been shrinking dramatically in recent years, with massive layoffs across multiple agencies. But what exactly led to this crisis? Budget cuts and debt concerns. The government slashed spending in response to the rising national debt and economic pressure. Secondly, political factors. Political gridlock and shifting priorities meant for funding for some agencies dried up. Thirdly, privatization and AI. Some federal jobs were outsourced to private contractors, while others were eliminated due to automation. Fourthly, remote work fallout. Some officials saw the rise of telework as an excuse to reduce staff. In agencies like the IRS, EPA, and even the Department of Veterans Affairs, thousands of workers were let go, creating gaps in essential government services. The effects: delays, inefficiencies, and public frustration. After the layoffs, the government pushed the remaining workers to return to the office full-time. But why? Let's watch this video.
The federal government is absolutely insane. It's insane. We all know it's Hunger Games out there. If you work for the federal government, it's every day. Am I riffed? Am I terminated? Has my agency changed? Is the person next to me gone? I get all that. But have you guys read this memo from OPM that came out yesterday? It's all about like how it wants the department heads to start looking at individuals, and let's talk about how we can reduce, right? Well, let's go ahead and also say what started at the beginning of this year, right, was this mandate, back in office mandate. They eliminated remote work. They eliminated teleworking. If you had a hybrid schedule, it was gone, right? Everyone's back in the office. Cool. Do you know what this memo talks about? This memo says on the fourth of 5 bullets, a reduced real property footprint. Y'all, that's freaking office space. So anybody else find it absolutely hysterical that they are saying we need to reduce our property, but everyone needs to be there? Number one way to reduce your property footprint is to let workers either be remote or be on hybrid schedules where not everyone is in the office at the same time. That way you won't need all those offices. Right now, there's not enough space for the people you're requiring in. Make it make sense.
What explains the return to office mandates that we've seen lately? Why would a company bring employees that they've previously let work from home or have a hybrid arrangement back to the office 5 days a week? I think what makes this question kind of a challenging one is that there's really no evidence to support that it's a good idea. I mean, researchers at business schools and at economics departments have been studying the effect of return to office mandates And it's, it's everything bad that you would think would happen, right? You lose your most talented, sometimes most experienced, most productive employees. You have a harder time hiring in the future because people don't like working for a return to, a 5-day a week in person. They prefer to work from home some of the days. It's a hit to productivity. Certainly doesn't increase productivity. In some places, it's a hit to productivity. But it doesn't, positively affect profits. So even if you were to say like, well, retention and recruiting get harder, but at least productivity and profits go up, they don't. I didn't find many cases where it went down, but it didn't have a discernible effect. It's like, let's just do something really mean to our employees that doesn't improve our business, so it's only going to hurt our bottom line. Why on earth would they do this? Well, the explanation I offer is that this is just a flex. They have power in the labor market now, and they're trying to use it. Why would you give away to workers something that they value? You have to make them pay for it. You can't just give them something that you could extract extra salary from. So I will explain what that means. But first,
Officials claim it improves efficiency, oversight, and collaboration. But here's the catch. Many agencies had adapted well to remote work. Productivity wasn't the issue. Office spaces sat empty for years, costing taxpayers millions. Some leaders saw RTO as a way to force resignation without layoffs. The backlash was immediate. Many workers had relocated or structured their lives around remote work. Commuting costs, childcare issues, and health concerns made the RTO mandate a nightmare. So why the sudden push to bring workers back? The reasons are complex, but here are the biggest factors: public pressure and service delays. With fewer workers, essential government services have suffered. Long wait times at the DMV, RIS backlogs, and delayed benefits have made headlines, putting pressure on the government to act. Workplace culture and oversight. Remote work became the norm, but some officials argue that oversight and productivity declined, and bringing people back to the office is seen as a way to re-establish traditional work environment. Shifting political climate. Different administrations have different views on government employment. While some support federal job growth, others see trimming the workforce as a way to cut costs. Before we move on, let's watch this video.
Sorry, had to get everything ready. But during a federal government shutdown, essential services do continue to operate, but they're often encountering all kinds of challenges that affect the efficiency to us, to you. And so here are a couple examples. One of the biggest ones is TSA. So TSA agents and air traffic controllers are classified as essential personnel and are required to work during a shutdown. However, they do so without immediate pay, which can lead to all kinds of issues, as you can understand: morale, absentee, and this can impact so much in regards to travel and security. So in 2018, many airports had like crazy long security lines, delayed flights, all because
Now let's talk about the challenges workers now face after returning back to the office. For those returning, the workplace is far from what they left. Here is what they are dealing with: job uncertainty. Many are on short-term contracts or facing the possibility of another round of layoffs. Imagine returning to a job not knowing if you still have it in 6 months. Office politics and resentment. Some workers feel betrayed. The ones who stayed now have to collaborate with the ones who were let go and brought back. It's an awkward, even hostile dynamic. Changed work conditions. Offices once buzzing with activities are now half empty. Some workers are being relocated, while others find their roles drastically changed. From what's been said, take a look at this video.
I am so scared. I've been working for the federal government for 19 years now. And every day I turn on my laptop, I'm just so nervous that I'm going to have a notification in there that says today is going to be your last day. It's just like, damn, like I really dedicated my life to the federal government. I don't even know how to apply for a job in the private sector. I don't even know how to do a resume for the private sector. Like, I know y'all don't want no 7-page resume with all of these accolades and special achievements and all of these different positions I've held and projects I've worked on. It's just like,
after months away, federal workers returned to total chaos in their offices this week. Lights were out, Wi-Fi was down, and Ethernet cords littered the floors, causing one employee to get injured. Employees described it as stepping into a time capsule from the Stone Age, with the buildings seemingly forgetting how to function as offices. This raises questions about what's happening behind the scenes in government offices. Have you had any wild back to office experiences? In a world full of noise like the chaos of these workplace challenges, I aim to bring clarity and...
This situation isn't just about one group of workers, it's a reflection of a larger trend. Government jobs were once seen as stable, but now, not so much. The rise of gig work, automation, and shifting economic policies means that even federal employees aren't immune to job instability. So what's next? So where do we go from here? Here are a few possible scenarios. Firstly, hybrid and flexible work policies. Other than forcing everyone back, some agencies are experimenting with hybrid models. But will this be enough to satisfy both workers and leadership? Secondly, automation replacing jobs. AI and automation are playing a bigger role in government services. Some jobs may never return because machines are doing them now. Thirdly, union pushback and worker advocacy. Federal employee unions are fighting for better job protection and fair return to office policies. Will they succeed? Fourthly, political shifts and policy changes. Upcoming elections and policy changes could impact the future of federal jobs. If a new leadership takes a different approach, we might see another cycle of layoffs or new job creation initiatives. The return to office after a mass layoff isn't just a logistical challenge, a symbol of a bigger issue: job security in America. Federal employees who once felt untouchable now face the same instability as private sector workers. So what's the solution? One thing is for sure, the government workforce is changing, and whether these changes will lead to stability or more chaos is something only time will tell. What do you think? Should federal workers be forced to return after layoffs? Or is it time for a complete workplace overhaul? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.